Who is Miss Felica Brown?
Who am I? A trailblazer for sure. I definitely have a background in entrepreneurship, over 25 years, and just someone who wants more.
Was entrepreneurship something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you just grew into?
Well, I definitely had some role models. My father, has been an entrepreneur for years. My mom comes from a background of education. She retired out of the school system in Petersburg, Virginia. But my father has always been an entrepreneur. He started off with a painting and wallpaper company, and he learned about painting and wallpapering, the whole operation, from his father. Now, my grandfather couldn't read or write, couldn't recognize his name, but he knew how to paint. And so everyone knew him around town. Marvin Brown is the guy that would paint. And he had these amazing interpersonal skills. He spoke to everyone, waved at everyone, and he passed that along. So he taught my father what he knew. My father formed a business from it, and I saw that growing up. And my father continued on in the car dealership industry, and my brother was an entrepreneur. So that's just something we do, I suppose.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Please, before we get started, just give a round of applause for this amazing team, the sponsors, and for everything they've done. My name is Douglas Lawson. I'm the city councilman for the city of Riviera Beach, and I'm honored to just be standing on these grounds because at one time, when I was growing up, that was actually our fire station. And we are actually having our ribbon cutting next month to show the development and growth. One thing I have seen, though, is we have not addressed food deserts in our community. We have to truly work together with our local partners to get this done. And I just want to bring praise, honor, and support to a good friend of mine, Ms. Felica. Thank you for everything you've done on behalf of the city of Riviera Beach. You are the master of my life.
Let's talk about Operation No Food Gap for a minute. Having started E-Roadmap, did that better prepare you for Operation No Food Gap?
Well, it wasn't a copy and paste. E-Roadmap, the growing and forming the nonprofit, you go where the need is. And so one of our pillars is health and wellness. And when COVID hit, the number one crisis just resonating was hunger. And I'm a big proponent of solving hunger. I sit on the Hunger Relief Task Force in Palm Beach County, and I hear the challenges, and I'm able to work with great partners, and I'm looking at their solution. But in giving out food, I wanted to come out with a different solution where we were more proactive versus reactive. I didn't want to feed you with food boxes because you were hungry. I wanted to create a solution to teach you how to prevent being hungry. Just some sustainable tactics along the way. And so we created Operation No Food Gap. I thought about it, I thought about the name, and just kind of put it together and said, let's create some type of initiative where we're teaching communities how to grow their food. We're working with the communities, a lot of community engagement, and we're also creating wraparound services to educate them on cooking with these foods, with the overall goal of reducing health disparities in marginalized communities. So working within the nonprofit space, sure, it did prepare me to think beyond and follow the need, but it certainly wasn't cookie cutter in terms of Operation No Food Gap. This is our site location for Riviera Beach, Florida. And as you see, it's an urban farm site in partnership with American Heart Association. This is where the magic happens. So the first piece of land that we received was here. It used to be the old fire station, and whatever you see here was not there. In the last year, we harvested over 12,000 pounds of non-GMO organic produce and gave out to the residents of Riviera Beach. So what's important for us is I didn't just want to grow, I wanted to grow the best food we could. How can we deliver organic or as organic food as we could? So then after this lot, that lot was empty. I said, well, let's develop that into a medicinal garden. So if you walk through the second lot, you'll notice a lot of herbs, a lot of trees, some seating areas, because it's set up to be a multi-generational space. So when the parent comes to volunteer, the kid can play. And as we were working out there, I just kept looking over here at this empty lot. And I saw JFK, and we formed a partnership with JFK. The art department would come by and paint murals for us. The culinary department would come by and provide food. And I said, well, let's extend the project and develop a multi-purpose space for JFK Middle School. And on this space, we can extend the programming that's inside of the school. So now the PE teachers don't just teach fitness, they're teaching yoga, meditation, mindfulness, and that's why that space is developed over there. We can teach them about gardening, that's why we set up gardening beds there. We can have culinary workshops here or talent shows here, that's why we created the stage. And all of the trees to help them understand components about nature. And the art teacher can come outside with their kids. So understand the idea with Operation No Food Gap is that it's always growing, it's always evolving, because we are focused and committed to working to improve health conditions for marginalized communities. So thank you all for coming out.
Time ago, I was going to start a small garden in my yard, and after hearing her talk, I asked her how large was her vision, and she says as large as I want it to be. I said, well, Valika, that's large. So we talked to the city manager, talked to Shirley Lanier, and that's what's brought us here. We got more land, more volunteers. It was just a blessing to meet Valika, just a hard-working person.
The way V has transformed this whole, basically this whole property, like it's like you wouldn't believe. And I would say just come out, take a look at it, get to meet some of the other volunteers, because we have volunteers from all walks of life, literally different ages, and we got dedicated volunteers that come out that assist along with me. You know, so I would say come out, take a look at the project, and I'm sure it would change you.
I came to get vegetables one morning on a Saturday, and I've been coming back ever since to volunteer. The whole table was filled with all kinds of carrots and broccoli and beets. And it was just, I went home, had fresh vegetables, shared them with my family. You can't beat it.
One of the biggest issues in communities with food insecurity is access. How do you tackle something like that?
That's a big issue, you know, and when we started Operation No Food Gap, I wanted that to be the core focus of our project, because as we grow food, we noticed at one of our first locations in Florida, we would grow the food, harvest it, and put it out on tables for the residents to come get it. But the challenge is, what if the resident doesn't have transportation? You know, how are you solving that problem? And then when you think about the food boxes that were available, and you're giving these food boxes to residents, what if they don't have access to the tools needed to cook and prepare meals from these items in the box? So part of our initiative now is we have a van, so we're able to deliver food to the residents if need. We can partner with different organizations who already have the logistics in place to get the food out. And we've also launched fresh markets. So part of our solution is to eradicate food deserts by putting stationary mini stores in these areas, if that makes sense. So one of our projects, we actually did a remodeling of a container unit. We took the container unit, totally gutted it out, did a full remodel, air conditioned everything. And now we're able to harvest the food, clean the food, keep it in that container unit to provide more dignity than just leaving it out on the tables. And we also have the van, and we can deliver the food. So access is a very big issue.
A focal point within the initiative is ensuring we have wraparound services for communities. Operation No Food Gap farm-to-table events happen semi-annually. We enjoy a delicious meal curated from the organic food grown at the farm site. This fosters more in-depth conversations about collaboration and healing. The ERM Hydrohub is the final step in the Operation No Food Gap solution. With this addition, eRoadmap will be better equipped to provide access to healthy and nutritious foods to residents statewide.
My name's Kayla Fox. I'm the Executive Director of the American Heart Association in Palm Beach County. So I've been with the organization for about 6 years and really get the privilege of working with a lot of the folks that are out here today, but our development team and then our board of directors who are really tasked with driving some of our health priorities in the community forward, and nutrition security being one of those. So, the American Heart Association is really proud to be a part of this from the start. We look forward to the opportunity to be able to bring this to other communities too, outside of Riviera Beach, and we're just grateful for the partnership with eRoadmap.
My name is Sheree Wolliston, and I work for the American Heart Association. I'm the Vice President of Health Strategies. I think that one of the biggest challenges is really helping people to change mindsets, like understanding that eating healthy is not just eating a salad. It's not just, coming out here and eating the greens, but really learning how to cook some of these things in a way that's culturally relevant, that tastes good, understanding that the herbs that are grown over there are even more flavorful than salt that we put into our foods, like all of those different things, like really educating the community has probably been like one of the biggest hurdles, and helping the community to even understand that this is over here. I think it's gonna take time, but once we really get the word out, have more of these activities like this, I think that it's just gonna be a place for people to know that I can come get fresh food, say a little woosah every now and then, and just really be able to address health in a holistic way.
What is one big misconception that people have when it comes to nutrition?
I think people believe it has to be all or nothing. My family doesn't appreciate it, but every year I get them on a conference call and I say, what are you gonna give up this year? What are you gonna take out of your diet? And it's funny, because I remember one year my brother said, I'm gonna give up fried chicken. No, you're not, you're in the South. You're not gonna give up fried chicken, think of something else, right? So I would advise people to know that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can make these small changes bit by bit and compound it over time. Now you have a life change. So start small. Think about something you eat during the holidays that you know isn't good for you, but you say, I'm just gonna eat it now because I only eat it once a year. Start taking that out, and every year just make these small incremental changes in your diet, and then you'll be on your way.
Do you have any following remarks or anything you would like to share?
I would just say, I just want to congratulate everyone that's in this space, in the food insecurity space, because hunger is a big challenge right now. And a lot of people are getting very creative, and I think that's wonderful. Of course, continue to follow us, support us with Operation No Food Gap, but also follow eRoadmap, because eRoadmap as a whole, we're focused on different segments within our strategic plan, whether it's health and wellness, and we also have education coming up. Our goal is to focus on equality and bringing some really good core trainings to our minority kids and making that accessible and available. We also have entrepreneurship, etiquette, and financial literacy. So I encourage people to follow eRoadmap, follow Operation No Food Gap, and continue to be a champion as we continue to fight hunger.